guys, this is Jackie, your nerdy crafter. Now this week's tutorial is really special. It is one of the biggest collaborations I have ever participated in, and I think it might actually be one of the biggest collaborations in Polymer Clay community on YouTube. This collaboration includes 10 channels, and I wanted to extend a thank you to Heather Wells for organizing this. Now the channels that are participating are Flying Mio, myself, XOX Rufus, This Charming Stuff, Heather Wells, Crafter's Delights, Petit Atelier, Fairy Fashion Art, Sergeant Guimauve, and Andisa Charms. And as you guys can see through the thumbnails, we all decided to work on a gingerbread house. And so for this week, you guys will learn how to make your own geeky gingerbread house, which is a Mario themed castle. Here's what you'll need for this project: beige or ecru, white, red, green, pearl or translucent, rounded and pointy tools, bacon bond or translucent liquid Sculpey, a cutter, chalk pastel, white frosting, toothbrush for texture, a wooden board that is not treated, that way it can go into the oven. And finally the template that I'm going to leave for you guys on my Facebook. The first thing we're going to do is take our beige or ecru clay, roll it out really thin, and then we're going to cut out 4 of each one of the templates. Once you have all your pieces, what we're going to do is take a toothbrush, make sure it's one that you're not using, and we're going to tap it on top of each piece individually. That way it's going to give it a kind of cookie texture. Once that's done, we're going to take our brush, put some chalk pastel color on it, and it's going to be a light reddish brown, and you're going to color the edges in that color. That way it looks like the cookie is just slightly burnt around the ends. Before we put the pieces together, we're going to start cutting in the doors and the windows. Now before we go on any further, take your pearl colored clay, flatten it out, and place it right on top of your board. If you have bacon bond, go ahead and put some on your wooden board as well. Now we're going to bake our cookie pieces at 275 degrees Fahrenheit for 8 minutes. Now for the windows and doors of your castle, what you're going to do is take a strand of your black clay, roll it out really thin, and place it behind the castle, not in front, so that it's a piece of licorice, making a crisscross on those entrances. Now do that to all the other pieces. Once you have them all done, we're going to start placing the lower section right onto our plaque. Now while we're doing this, you always want to make sure that it's the cookie texture side that's facing the outside, not the inside. If you have bacon bond, put it at the bottom part. So that you have something that looks like this. Before we go on any further, we're going to have to make sure that this part is secure. So we're going to start putting some of the decorations around this piece. Now to make any kind of frosting with polymer clay, it's really easy. All you're going to do is take some of your translucent liquid Sculpey, put it in a cup or a little bowl, and then you're going to take the color of the clay that you want to be the color of the frosting. Don't need to put too much of that. And then squish it around until it becomes the texture that you want it to be. And you should get something that's about this texture, so make sure that you don't have any clumps. So you're going to have to keep squishing it until there are no more clumps. Now with the frosting that you just made, you're going to put it around your castle and also in between each cookie block. Now you're going to bake this for 10 minutes at 275 degrees Fahrenheit. Make sure that your oven was preheated. Here it is, all baked. So the first layer is really solidly on there, it's not going to go anywhere. Now what we're going to do is we need to put a second layer on top of it. And to fill in the gap, you're going to put in your foil paper and compact it as much as possible. Remember not to push it too hard, you don't want to break the ends. So what you want to do is close in all the little gaps, even taking small pieces of foil paper and just stuffing them in there. Now you're going to take your ecru clay again, cut out a square that fits the top part of your castle, and then you're going to texture it again with your toothbrush and make sure that you use your chalk pastel as well. We still want it to look like a cookie piece, like so. Now you're going to take your icing again and put it all the way around. Now that the frosting's on there, we're going to put the second layer of our castle. Now put frosting on the ends as well. And here's what we have so far. Now we're going to bake this at 300 degrees Fahrenheit for 8 minutes. Here's the second layer. Now you're going to repeat the exact same process to put on the third and final layer. All 3 floors are done. Now we're going to bake it again for 6 minutes at 275 degrees Fahrenheit. Now for the candy cane, you're going to take your white or pearl, roll it out into a thick log, and then you're going to put 4 strands of red clay right on top. Make sure that it's not too thick. Once you have this piece, roll it out into a thin snake. Once you have it to the thickness you want it to be, you're going to start twisting it so that it actually has the pattern of a candy cane. Now you're going to cut off the length that you want, and then you're just going to bend the top. And there you go. Now here's our tower all baked. What we're going to do is we're going to put 1 candy cane on each corner of the bottom floor, so that you have something that looks like this. Now make tinier candy canes and put them at the corners of all the other parts of the towers. And don't forget to close up that last tower. Now we're going to work on the decoration around the castle. Now for the decoration, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put chocolate frosting in front of each door at the bottom. Before moving on, I decided I wanted to put a Mario pipe in there. Once that's done, I'm going to take my orange, red, yellow, blue, green, and brown to make small little dots that will look like M&Ms all the way around. So you're just going to have to be patient with yourself while you do that. Now here's all the outside decor done, and I added an extra pipe up here. Now take your Goombas and place them where you want them. If you don't know how to make one, make sure you check out my Goomba tutorial. Now since the second floor seems a little empty, what we can do is take your ecru clay again, cut out a square, shade it as though it's a cookie, and with your icing make a little question mark. So I've added 3 of those. Now to give this a little more character, I'm going to make a small bomb. So far, it's looking really good. The last and final touch that we're going to do is we're going to take our fake frosting and put it around in areas that we want it to look like it's dripping. Here it is. Now you're going to bake it for one last time for 10 minutes at 275 degrees Fahrenheit. And once it's done baking, feel free to paint the base whatever color you want. All done! Don't forget to check out everyone's video. The thumbnail will be reposted at the end of this one. Don't forget to click that subscribe button. And if you have suggestions for future geeky tutorials, leave them in the comment section below. And be sure to add me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr. Until then, I will see you guys next week.